Hey, what's up YouTube family? This your man Pristine. Welcome to the full Pristine review for the Redmi Note 7. Let's dive right in. Now first off, price and specs. Alright, this phone is 230 bucks, and that's also another one of the reasons why I say it's better than the Moto G7, because it's priced lower than the Moto G7 and it has a better spec sheet than the Moto G7. It has better cameras than the Moto G7. It's got a bigger battery than the Moto G7, and it's not one of those things where you have to basically settle for a lower tier model if you want to get more battery sustainability. There's no compromises with this thing. It's got everything in the mid-range department, which is why I say it's better than the Moto G7. Okay, so 230 bucks is going to cop you the Redmi Note 7 here, and like I said, I mean, this is an excellent value for the money. A link will be below in the description. If you guys do want to buy this phone, just click on that link. It's going to take you directly to Amazon, which is where I bought it, and you can check it out for yourself and go ahead and make a purchase if that's what your little heart desires. All right, now the build. We've got Corning Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and the back of this thing. Okay, now strangely enough, although it's glass on the front and back, we do not have wireless charge capability. And I mean, to some, would that be a deal breaker? Probably. But for me, I mean, this is like the budget mid-range category. There aren't too many phones at this price range that are going to have that technology. And really the only phone that I can recall that has wireless charging capability is the blue Vivo 11 Plus. That phone is a monster. Okay, and that phone is also still a force to be reckoned with, even though it's 2019. That came out in 2018, and so we'll see what Blue has up their sleeve for their newer flagship devices that are going to be coming out here in 2019. But that's the only device that I can recall of this price range that had wireless charge capability. I'm sure some other ones are out there. I just don't know exactly what they are. Okay, but it would have been nice to have had that, but for me it's not really a deal breaker. You get one of the toughest grades of glass that there is, and so it is going to make the phone really durable. But I still say keep the phone, if not a screen protector, at least keep it in the case that comes with the phone, just because you want to protect your investment. Okay, even though it is Corning Gorilla Glass 5, it is still glass, which means that if you drop it from a great enough distance or a great enough height, guess what? It's going to break. All right, it's going to shatter, and you're going to be walking around, and your phone it's just going to look terrible. And even if it is a lower cost device, protect your investment. I'm pretty sure money that's being spent on these phones are hard earned, and so I don't care if the phone costs $100. Protect your investment. So there's a case that comes with it. Shout out to Xiaomi for plugging us with that. Screen protectors, I mean, I typically don't put screen protectors on my phone, whether it be the plastic or the hard plastic or tempered glass, just because I don't like the way that it looks. I feel like it kind of takes away, from the overall color of the device. It kind of takes away from the full crystal clear, crisp effect of the screen. And I've also found out a lot of those screen protectors are fingerprint magnets. I mean, they smudge up very easily. They just make the phone look really nasty. And so a lot of times when they come pre-installed, I just peel them off. I rarely ever buy my own. Again, I don't drop my devices, you know what I mean? So I'm very fortunate in that particular regard. But for those of you that are prone to dropping your phone, or accidents do happen, protect your investment. You can get some really good screen protectors on Amazon for dirt cheap. And they're good quality. They're not going to be these $40, $50 screen protectors that they try to hit you for in these carrier stores. Interesting how we spend hundreds of dollars on these phones, and then we got to turn around and pay $40, $50 for a case, $40, $50 for a screen protector, which is why I always respect companies a little more that make sure that all that stuff is bundled in, inclusive with the package. It's highway robbery. Which is why I get all my cases and screen protectors from Amazon. The only screen protector that I didn't peel off is the one here on my S10 Plus here, because of the fact that it's got that in-dash fingerprint sensor, and it's the protector that's pre-installed on here is basically compatible with still being able to use that technology. Okay, but Marquez Brownlee did a video and he put on a third-party one, and it didn't work. It didn't work so well. But aside from stuff like that, yeah, that screen protector is coming off. But the overall build of the phone, like I said, Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and back. Having that rubber TPU case on there also provides some grip. The phone can be kind of slippery. I know that sometimes if you set it on flat surfaces, it'll slide. The only reason why it's not sliding right now is because I got that rubber TPU case on. This is a wooden desk, and so for sure, if I just set this phone on the desk, even though it's flat, which is strange, it's still going to slide. And it can slide off of the table, and like I said, depending on how high it is, it just might shatter. So be mindful of where you're setting this phone if you don't have the case on it. All right, now performance. Snapdragon 660 processor. We've got 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of onboard storage that can be expanded up to 512 gigs. Okay, now there is another model. There is the Redmi Note 7 Pro. And for those of you that were my comments when I did the unboxing video for this, talking all that trash about, oh man, well the Moto G7 is better because it's got NFC, and it's better because it does this and that and da da da. You know, I'm like, look, man, they were making references to the Moto G7 or the Moto G7 Plus, but be mindful that there is a Redmi Note 7 Pro. Okay, and the Redmi Note 7 Pro has a Snapdragon 675 processor with 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of onboard storage. Okay, so don't be so quick to mouth off, man, if you don't really know what's going on, because if you compare this spec for spec with the Moto G7, it beats the Moto G7. If you compare spec for spec the Moto G7 Plus versus the Redmi Note 7 Pro, the Redmi Note 7 Pro outperforms the Moto G7 Plus. So don't be so quick to mouth off unless you know exactly what you're talking about. Those of y'all that was talking trash down in the comment section. All right, I do this, man. I know what I'm talking about here. All right, now it's a matter of preference. I mean, some people may like the Moto G7, the Moto G7 and the Moto G7 Plus over the Redmi Note 7 and the Redmi Note 7 Pro. Matter of preference. But I'm just saying, spec list, what does more? What's more powerful? What has better cameras? What has bigger batteries? Man, all fingers are pointing to the Redmi Note 7 here. And to me, it's just better. That's just my personal opinion, and I'm entitled to that. Some of you guys will agree with me. Others, maybe not so much. But it's okay. That's the beauty of being able to voice an opinion. Now, as you can see, when I speed through applications here, opening them up is not a problem at all whatsoever. And I always just click on some of the most content-heavy applications that you can scroll through, just to give you guys a clear-cut understanding of just how it just loads up these pages and how it just breezes through. Now I've got major files on both my Spotify and SoundCloud. A lot of music, a lot of playlists, a lot of content downloaded, and it just opens these things up like a hot knife through butter. Okay, now I'm connected to my Wi-Fi right now. Data speeds will differ. They could be a little faster, it could be a little slower. This phone is GSM unlocked, and so please be mindful of that. That means that this phone can be used with AT&T, T-Mobile, Cricket Wireless, Metro PCS, and Mint Mobile, Simple Mobile, any other GSM carrier that's out there that you can use. Now, strangely, even though for all you people out there that rock with Verizon, okay, as I explained in another video, Verizon is now a hybrid network, which means that even though it still is technically a CDMA network, you still can put a GSM SIM card in a Verizon wireless device and it's going to work, and it's going to pick it up with no problem, because now Verizon's network is tailor-made to work with both CDMA and GSM, because at the end of 2019, folks, if you didn't know, Verizon is in the process of converting fully over to GSM. Okay, but strangely, when I put my Verizon SIM card in this phone, considering the fact that it is GSM unlocked, it will not work. It does not work at all whatsoever. So this phone is just purely GSM unlocked. AT&T, T-Mobile, Cricket, Metro PCS, and any other GSM network that you can think of. Okay, now this phone is running on MIUI 10, which is their UI. And I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of a lot of the customizations that come behind it. I love the fact that when you hit the recents bar, as opposed to it being side scrolling, which is nice. I like how it's a different look. You know what I mean? And so everything is up and down, and I like that. And if you want to swipe away from applications, you can just swipe individually, or you can just hit the X right there and it gets rid of everything. I mean, so I'm a fan of the of MIUI 10. You know, maybe some of you guys will be as well, maybe others not so much, but me, I like things to be different. Pretty much all Android phones, especially the ones that have been updated to Pie, I mean, they may have like a little bit of a different look, you know what I mean, and you know, different features that one phone may do over the other, you know, but the operating system is the same. Okay, and that gets a little boring to me. I like things to be switched up, which is why I like LG's UI, which is why I like the MIUI 10 and other, you know, UIs on a lot of other phones that have their own user interface with Android 9 Pie running over it. Okay, I'm really enjoying the One UI here on the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus here. You know what I mean? Samsung, they made some major strides with their user interface. So performance, beasting them. You know what I mean? Performance is dope. Okay, this phone is going to do everything that you want it to do and need it to do in a very, very snappy fashion. Yeah, I've got nothing else to say about that. I've had no problems with the performance whatsoever. Multitasking, the RAM management, everything is a go. Gaming on this phone is nice and smooth. I mean, I haven't done it personally, but I mean, because I'm not a mobile gamer. I'm a PS4 Pro guy. I'm a console gamer, y'all. You know what I mean? So stop tripping in the comment section about, oh man, why aren't you playing no games, man? Because I don't play mobile games. All right. I don't know. Maybe I'll start doing it for you guys, man, just to show you guys an example. But there are a lot of videos that I've seen where people have gamed on this phone. You know, PUBG, Fortnite, Apex Legends. And it ran nice and smooth without having to make too many compromises at all whatsoever. Okay, so if you're concerned about whether or not you're going to be able to game on this phone, you will be able to do that with no problems at all. All right. Now, battery life, 4,000 milliamps. Need I say more? Okay, 4,000 milliamps. Now, it takes about an hour and a half to charge this phone from 0 to 100. It takes about an hour and 30 minutes, maybe an hour and 40 minutes. Okay. But trust me when I tell you, battery life on this phone is a beast. I was able to get through 2.5 days. And even still, I was at like 15% after 2.5 days. So this phone, I mean, you charge it up and I mean, it's just a battery beast. You know what I mean? This phone, I mean, the battery just has some serious battery sustainability. A lot of times I like to measure batteries on a work day because I'm in the medical field and I work 12-hour shifts, 7 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. A lot of times when on a work day, I take my phone off the charger at 6 when I'm leaving the house because it takes me about an hour to get to work considering traffic and everything. And so from 6 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. on this phone, I still had like 67%. And that's after, you know, talking on the phone, texting on my lunch break, you know, watching, you know, an hour's worth of YouTube videos back to back consistently, you know, little comedy videos, knockout videos, you know, seeing people get chin checked, you know, all that kind of thing, man. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, this phone, I mean, draining the battery for me, and I'm a light to moderate user, was no problem. Now, that's going to differ based on how you use your device. I mean, if you're constantly on your device, you know, texting, social media, gaming, downloading, watching movies, you know, all that kind of stuff, then you're going to drain the battery much faster. Okay. But I mean, if you're a light to moderate user like myself, you're going to easily be able to blow through, you know, 2.5 days, maybe even 3 days, maybe 3.5 days on a single charge. The battery life on this phone is stupid. All right. In a good way. It's crazy. And so it's definitely what you want out of a phone. Okay, you're not going to have to worry about, you know, your battery dying, but, you know, you do have all your battery optimizations in the device as well under the settings. And where's it at? Okay, battery and performance. If you go to battery and performance, this is where you're going to see power usage, use adaptive battery, which limit battery for apps that you don't use. And so sometimes your applications are running in the background and they're draining your battery. Well, with that on, it stops those applications from draining your battery when you're not using those applications. Okay. And then you've got battery saver, which it says choose apps saving power in the background. So even the applications that you don't mind running in the background, it gives you the option to customize those to where they will run at the most minimum amount of power as possible, so it's not going to drain your battery. Okay, but I mean, you can put it in power mode and just be mindful. And it tells you, like, it scans the device and it'll tell you, like, you can fix battery issues now. And it says close apps consuming excessive power. So right now, Facebook, my YouTube Studio, and Facebook Messenger is consuming a lot of power right now. Okay, and all I got to do is hit, and it tells you right here, like, if I close those, you're adding 6 minutes to your battery. Okay, so I like how it gives you that breakdown. Okay, and then you can choose here, save battery when device is locked. You can save battery by screen brightness, turn on battery saver off, turn off GPS. And right here on the side where it says optimize, it gives you the option to optimize all those things. All you do is click on optimize, and it's going to walk you through and give you a tutorial on how to optimize whatever that battery power option is to help you save battery life. But you guys also got to be mindful. When you turn on battery power, you're going to have to do without something. Okay, you may not be able to open up certain applications, or you may not be able to browse the web to the extent that you wanted to, or you may not be able to download or do this or do that, because the phone has to take away something to be able to save and conserve battery life. Okay, so be mindful of that. Also be mindful too, services that you're not using. Like, I see a lot of people, they're walking around, you know what I mean? And they're always complaining about how they got battery problems and their battery won't continue or keeps dying, and they got to walk around with the charger and they're frustrated. And I'm like, let me see your phone. And then I'll go into their settings, and what do? They got Wi-Fi on and it's not connected to anything. They got Bluetooth on and it's not connected to anything. They got GPS on and they're at their destination. They got auto sync on, and you know, they're getting emails every 10 seconds from all 5 of their email accounts because they got on auto sync. And when the phone is on auto sync, it's just constantly looking for information to sync. You know what I mean? And so when the phone is doing that, it is draining your battery in a major way. So I tell people all the time, turn that stuff off. If you're not using it, turn it off, and you'll be surprised at how much battery life you will have at the end of the day. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, it really, really makes a difference. It does. All right. So now my personal opinion with this battery, it's phenomenal. 4,000 milliamps. I knew fresh out of the box that this phone was going to be a battery beast. And so this phone is definitely up there in the conversation with a lot of these phones that we classify to be battery kings. All right. Now, additional features. One thing too, I skipped over cameras. All right. Now, we've got a 13 megapixel selfie camera. That is awesome. On the rear, we've got a 48 megapixel primary sensor and a 5 megapixel depth sensor. Right there, we have our dual tone LED flash right there. And I'm not going to go too much in detail about the camera because there is a dedicated camera review. I'll make sure that link is in the description as well for you guys to go ahead and check out. But I mean, my personal opinion, this camera is awesome. It is amazing. You know what I mean? And, you know, at $230, I mean, the gap just continues to get bridged between budget, mid-range versus the flagship. There are not too many differences with the overall camera quality, in my opinion, from this $230 device to this $1,000 device. All right? I mean, you know, the camera on this Redmi Note 7 is amazing. Okay, and if you don't believe me, then just click on the link in the description of the dedicated camera review. Watch that and get in the comments and let me know what you guys think about what you saw. Amazing still shots, amazing video footage. You guys will be able to see for yourself in that video. Okay, we've got all the bells and whistles, you know, pro mode, panorama, portrait mode, what is that? Beautification, you know, all kind of different filters and things. I mean, you know, Xiaomi, I mean, they put a lot of, they make sure that you just got a lot for $230 here with the Redmi Note 7, man. So the cameras are amazing in my opinion. Be sure to check out that video. All right, now additional features. You got a lot, and you know, a lot of the stuff is hidden. But you know, if you take the time to really scrutinize this device from top to bottom, you're going to find a lot of hidden gems that I think you guys would really be able to take advantage of. But I'll just note some of my favorites, just because there's a lot of different things. For one, I like the fact that you can change the transition effect. So just even swiping, okay, and just that little effect, the way that looks, just being able to customize your device. Excuse me. To me, I've always liked that ability, because I'm all about what I can change. Phones that are just like pure stock experiences, stock Android, and they don't really give you much to change or customize, I get bored with those phones pretty quickly. Okay, and I know people are just like, oh man, well, you can just download another launcher, man. You can download Nova Launcher, man, and you can change everything. Well, I mean, you got a point, but I mean, I don't really like to do that. I just kind of like to rock phones with how they are fresh out the box, and just be able to tweak things that are already, pre-installed within the device, as opposed to having to install something else to take advantage of another service. All right. But I like the fact that I can change the transition effect. I like how we can basically customize the navigation buttons to do whatever we want them to do, or just take them away and just use full screen gestures. Now, notice how when I lock the device, if I can double tap to bring up the to turn on the screen. Okay, the fingerprint sensor is lightning quick. You see that? You just barely tap it and it opens up. Now, to be able to lock the phone, hold down on the home button and it locks the screen. Okay. Okay, so yes, so I am a big fan of having the ability to be able to customize the buttons for them to do pretty much whatever you want them to do. I'm a huge fan of that. Now, another thing that I like is the phone at the top here. It has an IR blaster. Okay, and it's like, who said it was okay to get rid of that technology? Man, it is not okay. Ladies and gentlemen, once you use an IR blaster, it's one of those features that you're just like, you don't want to do without. For those of you that don't know what an IR blaster is, it is an infrared blaster. And it is basically like, you remember back in the day when you had those universal remotes that you can buy for all your appliances, your TV, your VCR, your DVD player, you know what I'm saying? I mean, your set-top box, your cable box, all that stuff. And you had to manually program them by entering in all these funny little codes. Sometimes it would work, a lot of times it wouldn't. And you would just, I know I would spend hours trying to program those remotes. Well, what the IR blaster does, ladies and gentlemen, is it turns your phone into a one-stop shop remote control for all your devices. So in my living room, we got the big 70-inch on the wall. Okay, I've got a big Sony house stereo, which all the sound protrudes through. So all the sound is connected to the stereo. So we got that full theater effect. You know what I mean? When I'm watching games, football games, I know the NBA playoffs and stuff is going on. Man, I get immersed in the action. You know what I'm saying? Big screen on the wall, sound, that you're in the middle end. It just sounds like you're in the stadium or in the arena. You know what I'm saying? But, there's the TV, there's the stereo, there's the cable box. You know what I'm saying? There's the Blu-ray player, right? There's all these things. So when you go to Mi Remote, you see, then this is what it does. So like the TV, Toshiba, you click on that, boom, here's my TV remote. That's my TV remote. Okay? When I want to go back, here's my Comcast remote for my Comcast cable box. Okay? The stereo, boom, there's the stereo remote. If you guys can see that. Okay? I mean, and you can program this to do this anywhere. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes when I'm at work and I'm in the break room and somebody left it on the damn politics all damn day, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to sit around and watch the Situation Room or Jake Tapper and all these cats, you know what I'm saying, talking about all this political nonsense. You know what I mean? But I don't want to get up. I'm sitting there trying to eat my lunch and I want to watch something else. Well, with the IR blaster, I can just point this phone right at that Samsung TV that's in my break room and I can program it And I can just start navigating that TV with my phone, changing channels, adjusting the volume, doing all that you would do with the remote that came with the TV itself. You can do this anywhere, on any TV with any type of electronic device that has a remote control. That's the power of having an IR blaster. Okay, so, back in the day, I know a lot of phones used to have it. And I don't know if it was something that a lot of people just didn't use. Maybe a lot of people didn't realize what it was. I know what it is. And so it's like, now that I've had it and I've gotten accustomed to it, it's just like, man, just imagine just sitting up on your couch with your feet up. Normally you got 3 to 4 remotes next to you. Well, all you need is your phone. That's it. Your phone controls everything that's in front of you. All because of this little infrared sensor that is on the device. Okay? That is absolutely amazing technology to me, man. And I don't think that'll ever play out. So please, OEMs, give us the IR blasters back, man. Come on, man. 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. And I'm a fan of this one because I use it in my old school Infinity that has the aux cord. And we do have audio capabilities on this device that really gives us the ability to tweak and customize the audio to your liking, and it just sounds phenomenal. Okay, it sounds amazing, ladies and gentlemen. And let's see, okay, and I showed you guys the second space, but that's another feature that I like. So we'll just go to that real quick and go to second space. I'll demonstrate that for you again real quick. Oh, come on. Oh, okay. All right, well, I seem to not be able to remember my second space password, so it locked me out of it for 30 seconds. But basically what that is, for those of you that are real keen on your privacy, it's like when the phone is locked, okay, and you can program it whichever finger you want to use. But, if you want to just keep things completely hidden, or somebody, hey, man, let me use your phone real quick, and you're concerned that this person may be snooping around in your things, you can set it up to where, okay, this finger is your phone, right? And how you have it set up, all your applications and everything, right? Okay, you lock the phone, and then you can turn around and use your left index finger to unlock the device. And now you see enter second space password. Okay, and what that's going to do is it's going to give you a completely different screen. So it's basically it's gonna take the phone back to the way the phone looked when it was fresh out of the box. All right, that is pretty amazing. You know what I mean? And I know some other phones, they do that as well. But it's dope. I mean, definitely those of you that are out there living that creep life. You know what I mean? If you're trying to hide stuff from your woman on your phone, then I'm not trying to advise anybody to do that, but I'm saying, if you had this phone, you'd have the ability to do that. It's a cold game. You know what I mean? And some of you brothers, man, you know what I'm saying? Be careful, man. These women, man, they slick as us. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure a lot of these women out here got a second space, hidden on their phones. You know what I'm saying? Brothers, you better pay attention, man. She slick as jail. I'm telling you. Yeah, but yeah, so I like, second space and just having that option. And like I said, I forgot the password. It'll come to me later on, but I want to display it here, but I don't want to take too much more time. But just having the ability to do that is pretty neat. And then under the settings, where is it at? If you go to additional settings and then you go to button and gesture shortcuts, this is the part of the phone where you can go and you can customize which buttons you want to do what. And I think that that is a very unique feature. There aren't a lot of phones that I've gotten my hands on that really give you the ability to do it to the extent that you're able to do it here on the Redmi Note 7, and obviously other Xiaomi devices as well. That's not really a new thing that's exclusive to the Redmi Note 7. I've seen that on other Xiaomi devices that I've had. But I mean, again, it's just having the ability to customize the buttons the way you want them so they can do exactly what you want them to do. I mean, that's really dope. That's really dope. And so those are some of my favorite features about the phone that I like. There's tons of more things that this phone does. Like I said, I don't want to take too much more time to list everything, item for item. But my overall final thoughts, I mean, I think that this phone is an excellent value for the money. I think that you're getting a major, you're getting a lot for a $230 price tag. You know what I mean? And like I said, I mean, this undercuts the Moto G7. The Moto G7 starts off at $299. Now, I know that you can get it for $199 if you activate through a carrier. So like if you bought the Moto G7 unlocked from Best Buy, rather than $299, you can pay $199 if you activate service with either T-Mobile, or not T-Mobile, with either Sprint, Verizon, or AT&T. Okay, which is who Best Buy contracts through. But if you buy the phone outright, it's going to be $299. Okay, and so you're going to be paying less for the Redmi Note 7 here at $230, and I think that the Redmi Note 7 is the better phone. Okay, it's going to give you a little bit of a different experience with MIUI. You know what I'm saying? I mean, another thing you've got Bluetooth 5.0, you got FM radio, IR blaster. We do have Face ID. Like I said, the lightning fast fingerprint sensor, which I displayed for you guys. I mean, look at this, man. I mean, barely touch this thing. And it works 100% of the time. I mean, you just barely tap it. We do have Face ID on the device as well. So if you want to utilize that, then you can. And the phone is beautiful. I mean, look at this color. This is that twilight blue color. You know what I mean? You get the case in the box. You know what I mean? Everything's all inclusive with this phone, man. I mean, so, as opposed to the Moto, you're paying more. You know what I mean? You got to pay for a third-party case because it doesn't come in the box. I mean, there's just some benefits to going this route. I'm not slamming the Moto. I'm not saying that the Moto G7 is a bad device, but a lot of people have it deemed as the budget king, and I understand it's been good for some years. You know what I mean? But people act like there aren't other budget or mid-range devices that are out there that can top it, and I think that the Redmi Note 7 has done that, in my personal opinion. All right? So, if you guys like this video, man, you already know, hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to share the video for anybody that may want some more information on the Redmi Note 7 here. And yeah, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to expose yourself to tons of more videos that I've done like this one. Be sure to hit that notification bell so that every time my videos go live, you can get that notification and you can be the first to check out the video and get down in the comment section, which is where I'll be. And I'll be responding to questions and comments and things of that nature. All right? So you guys already know, man. Thanks for your time. I appreciate, you guys rocking with me. Much love to all of my subscribers. I just recently hit 5,000 subscribers. I know I'm at like 5,300 or something right now. This thing is really climbing and it's really elevating and doing well. And not to say that I doubt myself, and I've got all the confidence, but just with my schedule being what it is, a lot of times I don't feel like I'm able to upload videos as consistently as I want to. And I don't want to get lost in the shuffle because I know with this thing, you got to stay consistent in order for me to build it up to where I want to be, which is, getting manufacturer sponsorship and all that stuff. All these phones that you guys see, I pay for with my own money. You know what I mean? And I've been a mobile tech freak for years and years and years. So it's a surprise that I didn't start this thing up years ago. I've been doing it for a little over 3 years now. But it's a balancing act between full-time employment. I got a wife, 3 kids, and, I have to spread my time around. But if it were up to me, I'd be in front of my computer making videos all the time. But, I got other people that need my time as well, which is why I have to share it. So I appreciate you guys rocking with me. Sometimes I know it seems like there's big gaps in between when I put a video out versus when I put out another video. I'm still trying to find that balance, you guys, between, like I said, work, home life, and my channel here. But much love for all of you guys that have been patient with me, that have supported me. Again, this thing is climbing at an alarming rate. I didn't think that it would be doing as well as it is, and I wouldn't be able to do it without you guys, man. So much love. I appreciate you guys, and I hope and pray that you guys continue to support the channel. I'm gonna continue to do my thing and get my hands on these devices and put out as much content and information as possible to help you guys make an informed decision on your next smartphone purchase, man. That's what I do it for. All right. So you guys already know, man. Please stay safe. It's rough out here, man. We're definitely living in the last days, so you need to get spiritually fit. If you haven't done that, tune into Christ. that can be the best thing that you could ever do, no matter what you got going on, man. And he's always ready to start over and meet you exactly where you are. All right? Get spiritually fit and keep it pristine in every aspect of your lives, man. I'll catch you guys in the next video. This is the Redmi Note 7. I'm your man, Mr. Pristine, bringing you the content. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.